Welcome to a special episode of the G5 Hive. And boy, do we have something exciting for you all today. We have a very special guest joining us. In high school, he was a 4-year letter winner in football. He is Vieira High School's all-time leader in receiving yards and touchdowns. In 2023, he became the first South Florida receiver in history to have over 1,000 yards receiving. He is the South Florida record holder for receptions in a season with 92 and receiving yards 1,054 and second in touchdown receptions with 7. He needs 33 receptions, 750 yards, and 7 touchdown catches to equal the South Florida career receiving records. In 2023, he was a semifinalist for the Burlsworth Award, a trophy awarded to the former walk-ons. In 2023, he was a second-team All-AAC performer, coaches, and field steal. In 2024, he is an Athlon preseason All-AAC first team and a Lindy's preseason All-AAC second team. He is 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 172 pounds. He wears number 38 for the South Florida Bulls. He is wide receiver Sean Atkins. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Well, who introduced you to the game of football?
So my grandfather definitely introduced me to the game of football. He played college football over at UK. So I was a huge Wildcat growing up. Always wanted to go there. But yeah, he taught me the ropes of football. He was a high school coach for like 20 years. So he had a good grasp of the game and he wanted me to get involved early.
That's awesome.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
So yeah, whenever I was growing up, I was a huge soccer kid. I did competitive soccer. That was the only thing I played really, some flag football. And I was a basketball kid growing up as well. So a whole lot in the background for sure.
So when you came out of high school and you chose South Florida to kind of further your education and football career, what was it that drew you to South Florida?
Yeah, so whenever I was younger in high school, I was super egotistical. I always wanted to play D1 football. And in high school, none of the offers really just came in. I got a couple D2 schools, a couple small D1 schools, but I always felt like I could contribute at a really high level. So a week before signing day, USF came to my school and offered me a preferred walk-on, and I kind of just took it and ran with it. And whenever I stepped foot on campus here for the first time, was the first time I've ever seen the campus. So it was a really cool experience. Super glad I made the decision to come here too.
So your hometown's not too far away from campus, probably about 2 hours-ish. What's it like to play so close to home in front of family and friends?
It's amazing. Always having my family there and having my mom and dad at the home games. It means a lot to me. And then, like you said, like all your childhood friends coming to the game, seeing you play. It's just all you could actually wish for, and it makes you comfortable whenever you're out on the field. I feel like people take advantage of not having a lot of people there. But I take the most advantage I possibly can with it.
So, going from a preferred walk-on to a scholarship player to, breaking records at South Florida, can you tell us what that means to you, what that journey has been like for you?
It's been a long journey. Not gonna lie. Ever since I stepped foot on campus, I felt like it's been an uphill battle for me. But that's all I know really. So ever since a kid, I always been told I wasn't big enough, whatever the case may be. So just being able to go out there and see my hard work come to light, and being able to go out there and compete on the highest level against some of the top schools around the nation. It's just a great experience, and being a part of it is just something that I never thought it was going to be this big, for sure.
Well, can you tell us what it's like getting to play in this Alex Golesh offense?
It's exciting. You never know when the ball's going to come to you. I feel like everybody can be involved in every single play. And it's basically on you. He's putting the ball in your hands and making you make the decisions and have everybody else execute the play. It's a super fun, fast offense. We get to score a lot of points, and I think year 2 we're going to make a huge step.
We were talking before we started recording, and I'm an Old Dominion fan, runs the same style of offense as Coach Golesh, and we were talking about choice routes, etc. One other thing I've heard, I guess, from people around Old Dominion is saying, like, for the receivers especially, like, sometimes you have to forget what you know, like, to make it work in this offense. Would you say that's an accurate statement, or?
Yeah, I feel like as a receiver, you kind of have to put away everything that you already learned and kind of adapt to the way that he wants you to run it. It's a lot of just finding open space, understanding where the defense isn't, and just finding those holes and being friendly with the quarterback so you're able to, make a big play downfield or pitch and catch for a short play and go make something out of it.
So, Sean, I love watching wide receivers because there's just like so many ways that you can win with your footwork off the line of scrimmage, within your route itself, at the catch point, different things like that. If you could pick two wide receivers to train with or learn from and watch film with, who would you pick? They can be dead or alive.
I think that the two receivers that I'm picking with, going with, are Keenan Allen and Julian Edelman. I just think that those two are just totally different receivers, but they kind of use the same deception to kind of get open. Julian Edelman's super twitchy. That's what I kind of like model my game after, and he's not afraid to get down and dirty. And I feel like people are dogs and some people aren't. So I feel like I take a lot of characteristics from that. And Keenan Allen's just a technician. Like if you watch his film, it's poetry in motion. It's the easiest thing ever, but it's so hard to replicate.
I mentioned different ways to win in the route. Which way do you think you win or which one do you think you win the most at?
In what sense? Just like what route or
You just like on the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage, within your route itself, or at the catch point.
I think that the what I take advantage of is probably like 5 or 6 yards downfield. I feel like that's when I'm kind of getting to my spot. That's when I'm kind of feeling you out. I know exactly where I'm going. You don't, so I'm using that to my advantage every single time. So if you think I'm going out, I'm probably going in. I'm just trying to play mind games with you and make sure that whenever it's time for me to get the ball, I'm open. Make it easy for Byram.
So when you're studying film and watching other receivers, which things are you paying the most attention to?
I'm kind of paying most attention to their footwork. I think that you can learn a lot from it, and I think that whenever I see somebody do footwork that I want to mirror, I'm able to put that into my head and envision it, and then go out and replicate it. And I won't stop until I kind of get it down, just so I have that in my tool belt.
So when you study film and watch defensive backs, what kind of things are you trying to pay like the most attention to?
I'm trying to see if they turn their hips fast. If they turn their hips fast, I kind of know that I can set them up a little bit more. Whenever they're kind of stationary and feet are square, you kind of don't want them to touch you because that's kind of why they're standing still. They want to be physical. They want to make contact with you and throw you off your route. So whenever their kind of feet are still, you're trying to dodge them. You're kind of playing freeze tag out there almost.
Which I think so. We've interviewed a couple tight ends, and we asked them about like, do they have when they're studying the defense? Sometimes are there tells like, hey, I know like when the guy does X, he's gonna rush or he's not, whatever. Is the same hold true with defensive backs? When you're studying film, have you ever said, oh, when he does this, he's gonna do this?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like just that's human nature. I feel like you just kind of have tendencies that you don't really realize, and I think that people that are really dissecting film can really exploit those weaknesses that a player might have.
So what do you feel is your main strength as a wide receiver?
I think, like we were talking about, I think like deception and kind of knowing where I'm at on the field. I feel like, I'm a lot smaller than a lot of those guys around me, so I kind of have to play to my skill set, that's kind of just winning within the margins and kind of figuring out ways to be more crafty than you. And I think that that's something that I just love. That's just like the competitive nature in me is kind of finding new ways to, make you look dumb in a sense.
Is there an area of your game that you've maybe worked on the most this offseason or something that you've been trying to improve the most?
Yeah, I've really been trying to improve my lower body strength. I feel like a lot of last year I was getting knocked off routes. My balance wasn't really there. So that's been like a key focus for me. And just always learning how to run routes versus man to man. I feel like you can always get a little bit more creative in that sense. And then with zone, I've kind of just started figuring out where the soft spots are in coverage and settling down in those areas.
So looking forward here, we got a couple weeks till the 2024 season gets going. What are your goals for 2024 and moving forward? And they can be both personal and team goals.
Yeah, so for me, the biggest thing is winning a conference championship. You know, USF has never done that, and this is a place I call home. So I want to be able to, bring a championship back for this city. And then just for me, personal goals, I kind of want to go out and kind of do the same thing I did last year. I want to go out and break my records that I set in front of myself. And like you said, the numbers earlier, and I want to go out and go down the record books as the top receiver at USF in every stat. So that's just something that I'm chasing. I feel like, the roof's the limit, or the sky's the limit. I mean,
So obviously, we both want to see you. All three of us want to see you playing on Sundays. But assuming like that's not an option, what would you do post football career?
yeah, I don't really know still. I'm kind of just tunnel vision on my goal and just chasing my dreams. I feel like life hits you quick, and I feel like as a kid, you just want to go out and chase those dreams as long as you can, and then I feel like everything else will just come into play.
I would say, yeah, go chase those dreams while you still have the opportunity. So, as we mentioned last season, you broke out in a big way, but we wanted to give you an opportunity to shout out some teammates. Who are some other players that you think we should know about on the Bulls here before the 2024 season?
Well, I'm gonna go with a no-brainer. Byron Brown. That guy's just a freak athlete. He's just the leader of our team. He's got $1 million smile. Like that's just everything you want in a guy, as a leader. And then I think that just the whole receiver room. I feel like we've just been putting in work. From the freshmen coming into the senior 6 years. So I feel like we just been working. We got a lot of new additions to the team, and they kind of bought into the process and are really trusting me in a sense to lead them. And I think that Naeem Simmons is doing a great job this offseason. I think he had a great year last year, and I think he's going to build off that year. Michael Brown-Stevens is coming back. I feel like that guy's going to take off again. We saw spurts. He just got to get healthy. So I think that we're coming back with a vengeance this year as a receiver room. I think that we left a lot of yards out on the field, and we're just going to go out and kind of do our thing this year and have fun.
If someone has not seen you play, what one game would you recommend for them to watch? And it can be college or a high school game.
I think that one game for that always just stands out to me is we played Gonzaga in high school. We traveled from Florida to I don't know where they're at, but North Carolina maybe, and or Virginia. I think they're in Virginia. And I had 3 touchdowns that game, and it kind of just laid a foundation for what I could accomplish in high school, and it kind of gave me the confidence to go out on the field and play at a high level every single play. And then in college, I just think that Syracuse, I feel like that was just a great game for me and my team. It was something that we really wanted. We wanted to go out and win a bowl game for Tampa, kind of get all the seniors that ring. And I think that I just did my part in that, and everything was clicking.
So if you're given the opportunity to go back and replay one game, high school or college, which one game would you go back and replay?
If I could go back and replay, I feel like that's a good question, actually. If I could go back and play one game, I'd probably go back and play FAU last year. I feel like we kind of just didn't play our game. I feel like we kind of went in there lackadaisical, and I feel like I would want that game back. I didn't play my best, and I feel like we could have easily went out there and did way better than what we showed on the field.
What opposing defensive player was the toughest for you to go against?
Honestly, everybody's competition to me. I wouldn't say anything. No, not one person really sticks out. I just feel like every rep's a different rep. I feel like I'm just so excited to go against whoever's in front of me because, especially for my game, I feel like you got to guard me every single play for the entire game. You might win one, but just know that I'm coming back with a new game plan the next rep. So I feel like nobody really stands out to me in that sense.
Was there a particular team defense like that was just hard for you guys to go against as a whole, or?
I mean,
stands
Alabama
out?
was a great, learning curve. I feel like it kind of gave us all the confidence that we needed to go out and be like, all right, we can compete with anybody on the field. Um, so that's not an issue. I would probably say that game.
Is there a particular routine that you have on game days, or a song or artist that you like to listen to before games?
Yeah. So on game days, the only album that's getting played is "Beautiful Minds" by Rod Wave. I'm gonna listen to any song on there. I'm probably gonna listen to it twice throughout the day. But I for game days, I kind of want to be cool, calm, collected. I don't need any hype music. I'm trying to just stay on earth, be where my feet are at, and calm all the anxiety that I have going into the game day.
Yeah, it's interesting when we ask this question. It seems like the offensive players are always wanting to be calm,
Yeah,
and the defensive players always want the hype music.
right.
Uh,
We gotta be able to go execute plays.
what hobbies or when you're not playing football, what do you like to do?
I love to golf. I'm a huge golfer. And then kind of, I have a dog. I have like a 90-pound lab, so I kind of play with him a lot, and just hanging out with him, taking him to the beach, whatever the case may be. Just being outside.
Do you get? I mean, obviously you're in South Florida, so there's lots of golf courses. Do you and some teammates get a chance to play golf pretty often?
Yeah, we try to go, a couple times a month. Just focus on our game, kind of get away from football. And it's just not really taxing on the body, except when it's like 95 degrees outside. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What do you think's harder, going against Alabama or hitting a golf ball straight?
Hitting a golf ball straight. That's something I'm still struggling with.
All right, we got to ask because it just came out like a couple weeks ago. But are you playing the new EA Sports college football game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm abusing my
All
player.
right, all right. PS5 or Xbox?
I'm an Xbox guy. I've been staying away from the PS5.
All right, so I assume you're playing with South Florida. Is that correct?
Every time.
All right. What have you liked most about the game?
Honestly, what I like most about the game isn't really even about the game. I think it's cool that the younger kids and the younger generation send me clips of myself. I think that's like the coolest thing because I'm able to interact with them and, kind of. I remember being in those shoes and finding just a different way to communicate with, D1 players and college football athletes. I just think it's like the coolest experience ever.
All right. Well, playing it, if you could change one thing about the game, what would it be?
My drip. I ain't got no drip on the game, man. And I need to get outside more or something. Pale.
So, did they do you justice with your rating?
I think so. I was super happy with the rating that I got.
What is your favorite call in the game or offensive
Favorite
play?
call?
Yeah.
Any third down call. I feel like I'm just gonna win. I feel like that's my down and distance, no matter what it's gonna be. I feel like the ball's coming to me regardless. So any third down call.
All right. And then, do you plan to play as yourself in the Road to Glory?
Yeah. I've already started.
Did you make yourself a wide receiver, or are you playing another
Yeah.
position?
No, I'm a
Receiver.
receiver. I really was gonna make a quarterback, but I spared him. I spared him.
What's your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite meal?
Favorite meal? I my girlfriend makes spicy soup. It's just like I don't know what's going on. But spicy soup. It's like a pasta fagioli, kind of.
Yeah, nice.
All right. If you could sit down and have a conversation with any three people of your choosing, they can again be dead or alive. Who would you choose and why?
Well, I'm probably going raw wave. I go raw wave, Julian Edelman, and then probably like Messi. I would love to have Messi at the table with us.
All
And
right.
I honestly don't know why.
If you had to tell an aspiring high school player what the hardest part of playing college football is, what would it be and why?
Just being yourself on a day-to-day basis. I feel like just a lot of people lose sight of like who they are whenever they get to college. Just and maintaining your confidence. I feel like confidence is something that can be diminished really quickly, no matter whether it's from the coaches or playing time or just you not competing at the level that you think that you should be competing at. I feel like just having the confidence in yourself to go out every single day and just compete and play to your best ability is the best thing that you can do. And then stick to your path. I mean, you can't focus on anybody else's path but yourself, and you can't let that stuff throw you off your game and what you want to achieve.
All right, Sean, well, let's get you out here on a fun one. Coach Golish comes in and says, no need for pads today, boys. Grab your running shoes. We're doing laps. Which position group does your mind immediately go to that cause you guys to run?
I'm probably going to go to the receivers. I'm not going to
Okay. We get DBs a lot.
Yeah, I mean, DBs for sure, but I just feel like the receivers, they're on their own time.
So it was a receiver was late to something. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
Well, Sean, thank you again for taking some time out of your day to spend with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right. Well, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you for all your support. And until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.